Hello, everybody, and welcome to the DadBodCast, the place for everything fitness, fun, fatherhood, and everything in between. Hosted by myself, SHAUN Stafford. We have producer Ollie in the house. Say hi, Ollie.
Hi, Ollie.
Dad Bants. And today we're joined by superstar guest, Mr PMA himself, Mr Faisal Abdulla.
Yes. What's happening, people? SHAUN Stafford, you are a legend. Thanks for having me down. This is my first podcast, by the way, so
I'm so excited.
Pop my cherry, bro. Pop it.
Pop that cherry. So we've been catching up while producer Ollie was setting up, and we've already probably wasted so much good quality content that we should have been saving for the podcast. But you know what? I've got a little crib sheet here which we can run through.
Let's roll.
So something I like to do on the podcast is get the guests to introduce themselves. Okay, so if you were going to walk into a room and hi, I'm Faisal, I'm a
so-and-so.
Right.
So I would say, hey guys, my name's Faisal, aka Mr PMA, and if you don't know what PMA stands for, it's positive mental attitude. I was a Barry's master trainer for 6 years at the UK branches.
Were you the first one?
I
were you
was
the first Barry's in the UK?
I am an OG. Yeah, I'm an
Wow.
original trainer at Barry's Bootcamp. But yeah, I've recently just left there to kind of seek out new horizons and new challenges in my life. But obviously within those 6 years, I definitely crafted my main skill set of basically just making people feel good whilst working out, whilst training. And through that, obviously with social media being so big and influential, the brand of PMA Fitness kind of just organically pushed itself. And I feel like I'm, just doing my best to motivate people to kind of maintain a healthy lifestyle.
Cool. You said that you're a Barry's master trainer for 6 years. You're also is it a Nike master trainer? Or is it, how does that work?
Well,
is that like a
Nike,
super trainer?
Well, no. Nike influencer. So they changed they changed their whole structure. But there's no obligations to it. So I mean, if Gymshark want to give me a shout out, then
Mate, if you want some Gymshark, get me.
I'll just ask you.
I have so much in my cupboard.
I mean, I've been lucky enough to be flown around the world to teach Nike events at New Orleans, Milan, Portland. I've been to the Nike HQ over in Oregon, which was phenomenal. But I'm a total free agent at the moment, and for the first time, I'm excited to see kind of what comes with that, with the unknown.
Because we were talking about it briefly earlier, but this is really fresh news. I only found out about this yesterday. So in my little crib sheet, I've got, what was it like being a Barry's master trainer? How's your future going to grow with Barry's?
Yeah.
Cross that out.
Yeah.
That's,
I can answer the first question. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Barry's Bootcamp gave me the best platform to showcase what I do best on a daily basis. I taught 17 classes a week for 6 years, full time. And the energy, the people, the music, it's a huge community. It's a massive cult. Like I said, it gave me the platform to meet, certain people that have progressed my career outside of the walls. And that's what I'm looking to do now.
So, what was I going to say? It's one of those ones where Barry's were kind of the first people to do HIIT classes, weren't they? Really? I know the market is now saturated with them, but if you're thinking HIIT classes, you think Barry's. If you're thinking spin classes, you think SoulCycle.
Exactly.
So they were kind of like the first pioneers.
Totally.
And 6 years ago.
Yeah,
that's a long time ago.
That's 6 years ago in London, but they founded in 1998. So they've literally just celebrated 20 years of Barry's from obviously LA.
Mate, I did not know that.
Yeah. So they've been going strong for 20 years. So in terms of obviously Barry's didn't invent the treadmill, they didn't invent dumbbells, but what they did invent is the concept that now all these studio boutiques follow, in terms of you would do your cardio training on the treadmill, and you come down and you would do your strength work by lifting some dumbbells. Real simple, but then with the energy, and obviously the instructors are key to kind of provide that motivation, and the playlists. For sure. You look at how many studios are across the globe. They're only getting bigger and stronger.
But I think you hit the nail on the head where you said it there. The instructors are key.
100%.
because you see a lot of, you do I'm in the fitness business. From a gym from a gym owner's point of view, and you look at the numbers on it and you think they've got a 450 square foot box, they have this many people and they're paying this much, they just alternate them around, it's 45 minute classes.
Big business.
That's big money.
Oh yeah,
that's big business.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody tries to copy it.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't really work.
Nobody does it.
Yeah,
and nobody, nobody does it like Barry's do it.
Yeah.
And I think you hit the nail on the head by saying the instructors are so key. And I think you can probably take a lot of credit for being part of that OG team who kind of set the standard for,
I suppose so,
group training in London, in the UK, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
But that, as I said, that's now behind you. That's kind of ruined a large part of my interview. But
good.
It's also opened.
Glad it has.
It's also opened up another really exciting thing for us to talk about, which is obviously you have other stuff going on. You do some stuff on GMTV. Yeah,
so I mean, it just like all kind of organically happened. Like I think it was 2.5 years ago. You've got management, and then I got management, and it was all a little bit weird to me, like going into meetings at ITV and saying, "Yo, you want to do this segment for this morning?" And I've always been a confident man, and I've always loved the camera.
Straight down the barrel.
The barrel. But the main passion for it is reaching a wider audience with my message, and that is positive mental attitude, and that's thinking positively, it's training well, and it's eating well. There's those three main pillars that I've lived by all my life, and now coming into when I started at Barry's and so forth and had the platform and social media kicked in, it kind of just grew. And the nickname Mr PMA was given to me. I didn't create any of it, but
I had to actually look up your surname.
Exactly. I just says Faisal Mr PMA.
You're in my phone as Faisal PMA.
Yeah,
like, you are. Like, that's
good.
What people know you as.
Good. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Your Instagram handle is
Faisal PMA Fitness. Yeah. So that's the brand that I've kind of had for quite a little while, and then I was lucky enough to manage to get a book deal.
Should we say best-selling author?
Yes, we can. Yeah. In health and lifestyle. Amazon.
Amazing.
So
Amazon best-selling author, Mr PMA.
Yeah,
Faisal
exactly.
Abdulla.
Yeah, round of applause, everybody. Wow. No, that was all weird because I don't see myself on at the time. Like I don't see myself on the same pedestal as yourself, as the Joe Wicks.
Stop it.
No, seriously.
Well, to be honest, I think Joe Wicks is.
Joe Wicks
he's
is
out there on another level.
He's on a different planet. But when they were saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to do a book," and I was just like, and people go, "Oh, you got a book coming out?" I was like, "Yeah, this is weird. I don't really like." So it took a little while to kind of structure what it was going to be about. But I said it just previously there. But it's three pillars. It's thinking positively. It's training hard. And it's eating healthy. Yeah. That's it. It's simple. Like, how it all works. It's simple. But putting the PMA aspect to it on paper was quite hard. It's like, how do you stay positive? What do you use to stay positive? And it was putting those elements into that kind of first chapter or pillar. So, the training, is kind of second nature to me. Nutrition. It's not a hidden secret that my wife is. She is my nutritionist. She's oh yeah, man.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
I'm a lucky man. Yeah.
Is she actually a nutritionist, or does she?
No, but she knows her
shit.
She knows her shit. And
is she a good cook?
She's amazing. She's phenomenal. She's one of those. One of those.
I'm looking forward to the Staffords coming over.
Oh my god, yeah, I can't wait. Stafford Abdulla takeover.
Double date. The kids can sleep.
Exactly.
We'll crack open a bottle of rosé.
Yeah, exactly,
We'll train in the garage.
Yeah, exactly.
The girls can chat.
But she would literally just open up the fridge and rustle up something, and then go, "Oh, it's not that good. I'm really sorry." And I'd be like, "Are you mad? This is amazing." So that whole section of my book where it's nutrition, meals like pre-workout, post-workout, or how to pimp your meal with extra protein, that's all her brainchild. Because that's how I live my life. I'd go I'd leave the house, I'd go and teach, I'd train, I'd come home, and she would have had the dinner on the table, or she would meal prep my meal. So
was that the key to your heart? Was that the reason you fell in love with her?
One of.
Yeah.
We can't say the other.
Mate, we can. We're officially ranked as explicit, so we can.
We've got the E, people. We've got the E.
I got the E next to my name.
Yeah.
It's because I dropped an F-bomb or two. So that was also something that this is like a couple of episodes into the podcast,
Yeah.
but I was surprised that people who kind of have this idealized version of what we might be from what we put out there on social media, and they were actually shocked to hear me swear. And I had a couple of people say, oh, I've never heard you swear before.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not James Smith who drops an F-bomb or a C-bomb or all that sort of stuff every minute. But
when the time's right and you feel natural to...
Well, it's just...
Because I swear I used to swear in my classes.
But did you?
I used to, when the energy's up and everyone's down, I'd be like, yo, Barry's Bootcamp, get the fuck up, let's go.
Yeah. And
people would be like, oh, okay, boom. But then I'd never say that on social media on my channel because I've got kids who follow me, I've got families who follow me, and obviously, and you don't want to.
But also, as you said, like when the energy's right and the timing's right,
when the moment's right, dropping the F-bomb or whatever, or
it's authentic for you,
it's authentic,
right?
and it's the right time to say it, and people won't get offended by it. They'll be like, oh, okay, oh shit, we've got to step it up, we've got to sprint.
Yeah.
So, I'm a definitely strong believer of that extra encouragement.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why, but I was about to say that when my wife and I first got together, I reckon it was she used to make sandwiches.
Right. Okay.
These sandwiches she used to make. She doesn't make them anymore because we don't really eat sandwiches anymore. Yeah. But I'm pretty much sure that's
Let's bring back Mrs.
S's sandwiches.
S's sandwiches.
Because I really reckon it was one of the main factors why in the early days I kept coming back to hang out with her because the sandwiches she used to make were next level.
Brilliant. Did she know that you were just using her for her sandwiches?
Yeah, she knew.
Yeah, she knew.
She knew.
It was her plan.
Mate, she knew what
she had a plan. That was it. She knew she was going to get you.
She's a smart woman. She hooked me. Yeah. She hooked me with these.
That's why she doesn't make them anymore, because she's got you.
She's got it.
That's it.
Ringed up. Done.
That's it. Yeah.
Ringed up, wifed up, babied up. She's got what she wanted. Anyway.
Excellent.
So your missus she was like the primary driver behind your nutrition. So then what's the other aspect? So you've got training, nutrition, and
positive mental attitude.
So
it's a main. Do you know what? The link between your body and your mind is so important, and I've been saying this from day one. Many people can't really, integrate the two together.
Yeah. And
once you understand that, your mind, it's mind over muscle, and you can have arms like Sean Stafford, or you
impossible.
can have.
There's only,
actually, that is impossible.
There's only one set of arms like this. For you guys who are watching on YouTube,
exactly.
Pow, pow.
I mean, the guys, they're huge, but you can have the aesthetic looks if you want to, have the arms, have the six pack, or if you want to be able to run, a 10K in a certain amount of time. All those are very physical elements, but it's all about your mindset. And many people can't link the two together. So that's my main message. It's like, even if you've got to, let's say you're running, okay, and that negative voice is in your head and it's telling you to give up and it's telling you to stop.
Tired.
Exactly.
My feet hurt.
And it's knocking you down.
Lungs are burning.
And then you start making excuses. That's when the real training starts. You're training I say this quite a lot, you're training, I like to build someone's character. Yeah. We're training your character here. We're it's your mental toughness. And if you can build that and then link it into your body will follow. Your body is a vessel and it will go on and on and on. Your mind will give up like that.
Yeah.
So that's what I really want to. And I don't know where it comes from for me. Like I've had a great upbringing, childhood. My mom was like really sporty. My dad was really sporty. My grandfather in Egypt, he was like top of his police academy, boxing, swimming, gymnastics. So I don't know if it just runs in my blood, and I've always kind of been able to do it, in a solo fashion. Like I would just, once I get to that dark hole, that dark place in a race, or you wake up and it's just like, oh, I don't want to train today. It's that mentality of, no, come on, let's go, let's push. Whereas some people rely on others to get them there. And I do my best to kind of like unlock that in someone's mind. And there's no real process to it. It's just like, this sounds quite aggressive, but it's just imposing my will on people. Yeah. And I do that naturally, just with a high five or just with a hug.
Coercing them.
Exactly. There you go. Good work. You could use those words. Yeah.
That's really, it's exciting. And I can see why it's because your energy is very infectious. Like,
Yes.
I know that from the first time I met you. It was just like, this guy is just, he's either ADD or he's just like, he's so full of energy, and that is infectious.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what made you such a strong sort of motivator and instructor for so many years.
Well, and again, it's like, I'm not promoting a perfect life. I'm not promoting everything's. We all make mistakes, and no one's perfect. But I promote positivity, and no matter where you are in your life, and I'm a very upbeat person. Yes, I am. I've got loads of energy. I'm very, very positive, and bad things happen in life, and I normally smile. When it's a bad thing, and that's just like my automatic reaction, really. So it's just trying to get others to get
on board.
Get on board.
Jump on board.
Let's go. The PMA crew. Let's go.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about your own training at the moment. So like, what do you? Because obviously you're in great shape. People will look at your Instagram profile, or they'll, some of the content you're putting out, and they'll say, "Damn, this guy's in good shape. He's got a lot on his plate. He's a busy dude."
Yeah.
Probably quite similar to a lot of the people listening and a lot of people that follow you.
Yeah.
He's in great shape. What does he do? So what's your training like at the moment?
So pre-baby, pre-Rafi, and you're going to... I used to train almost 7 times a week.
Okay. Well, every day or like multiple times a day? So
between Monday and Friday,
yeah,
I would train 7 times. So on 2 days so let's say on Mondays and Wednesdays, I would double up. I would do an AM session, normally at Barry's, and then I'd go and do, either weight or bodybuilding, or quite recently in the last 2 years, a lot of CrossFit.
Yeah.
Whereas now, with the main man in my life, Rafi, I've kind of scaled it back. I do 1 session a day now, and my eating has just got a little bit more, more sensible. Precise. There you go. It's a good word. So. I love all type of training. I love all type of sports. I will run, I'll swim, I'll cycle, I'll lift some weights, I'll do the HIIT training, I'll do bodybuilding, I'll do CrossFit, I'll do some gymnastics, and I like to consider myself a jack of all trades and a master of nothing. But I prefer that. I'd like to be versatile and to kind of jump into any all-rounder and jump into any field. I'm doing a lot of CrossFit at the moment, and I just enjoy the combination of doing Olympic lifting, doing gymnastics, and what they call like metabolic conditioning, whether you're on the rower or you're on the air bike or whatever.
Just lungs screaming, balls to the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Just hard out.
Exactly. And then I've only actually, in the last 2 years, I only have actually followed a program. Like, because before I'd just be like, oh, today's leg day, I'll do leg day. Tomorrow's chest, I'll do chest. There was no actual 4-week block. There was no 6-week, 8-week block.
No periodization, no linear progression,
exactly,
etc.
So I never reached my potential.
Yeah.
So I looked great, but in terms of my performance, there was nothing there. It was just my mindset that would always get me over the line. Whereas now the two are coming quite level. Whereas my performance is matching my mindset, and it's quite a dangerous combination.
Dangerous how?
Dangerous as in like...
Everyone else watch out.
Yeah. Step aside. No, just like I like to put myself in situations, like signing up to a competition or signing up to a race. I like to put myself in that dark place where I've got to test myself.
Yeah.
You can relate it to boxing. Anyone who's ever stepped into a boxing ring, they will only know who they are as a person. You'll only ever test yourself once you put yourself in a completely uncomfortable zone that you've never stepped into before. Yeah. That's when you know who you are and what you're about, and you learn things of you could get real deep with your soul and who you are. So I'm sure you've been to many dark places whilst you've been training before, and it's those
so many dark places.
But it's those extra 2 or 3 reps, and and it's you getting there and no one else doing it for you. So I'm loving my training at the moment, and let's just loving life.
So you touched on it briefly there, and I suppose it is kind of one of the core messages or core interest points for the DadBodCast.
Oh yeah.
You said training BR before Rafi.
Yeah, BR, love it.
And training PR, post Rafi.
Post Rafi.
So,
love it.
Mate, talk to me about being a dad, because how old's Rafi now?
He's 8 months, 2 days. It's his birthday today. As in not his birthday, it's his 8th month birthday.
Okay. Yeah. So he's 8 months old.
Mm-hmm.
what's that transition been like?
It's been...
Let's break it down. What's been the hardest thing?
I'd say the hardest thing would be getting up and leaving the house.
In the morning.
Yeah, and going to work.
Because what time do you wake up, or what time do you have to leave the house?
When I was teaching at Barry's, and sometimes I'd be leaving the house at 5 a.m. to go and teach at 6.
So he's asleep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or the worst part is I'd have to leave the house at 9 a.m. let's say, but I would do the little morning shift and I'd feed him and play with him, and then I'd have to leave, which is even worse. Yeah. Because when they're sleeping, you can just kind of exit and you don't really see them. So that's definitely for me been the hardest part. I've always been great with kids, and I've been passionate about, just being a big kid myself. I love, now I've got an excuse to be a big kid again. And, that's definitely the hardest part, just having to leave the house and, go and hustle.
What's been the biggest change? Not necessarily just for you personally, but for just your life. Yeah.
The biggest change is having other people, random people on the street come up to you and be like, isn't he so happy? He smiles. Oh, look at him, he's smiling. He's the smiliest, happiest little soul. Yeah. And obviously all dads and parents are going to say this, but he genuinely is. So the biggest change is having just random people come up to you and wanting to know everything about him. And it's a very... I feel, and I could talk to a random person about Rafi for hours.
Did you like kids before you had a kid?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. I mean,
so if say like maybe not even family. So say your friend had a kid. Yeah. And he'd be like, oh, my kid's 2. Yeah. Hey Faisal, here's my kid. Yeah. Like before you had a kid, would you know what to do? Because from my point of view, before I had a kid, man, I could take it or leave it. Take it or leave it, as in. Oh yeah, it's a nice kid. Pat him on the head. You can go back to mum and dad now. But then since I've had a kid, I love all kids.
Have you got siblings though?
I've got a brother.
Yeah. Younger or older?
Older. And he's got a kid. Right. So I've got a nephew. Yeah. So
there could be some truth in that, because I'm the eldest, so I've got a younger brother and a younger sister, and there's 4 years between me and my brother, and then 6 years between me and my sister. Right. So I'd always look after them. Right. When mum and dad went out, I'd look up, and when you see videos when my brother was a newborn, I would be shushing him, and I was only 4 years old, and like looking after him and stuff. So it's definitely come from that. Yeah. So
I never really thought of that before, as in being the youngest, as in I've always been the youngest.
Big time. So. Yeah. You've had your older brother looking after you, and you've always had him to look up to. Yeah. So if roles were, if you had a younger brother or sister, mate, I
would have probably been more big time. Paternal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and more hands-on and wanting to get involved and hold kids and play with them and all that type of stuff.
You strike me as a very hands-on dad.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Elbow deep in Sudocrem.
Yeah, man.
Nappies flying here.
I had poo on my hands this morning. Yes. He's pissed on me. But it's just like, you just roll with it. But it literally doesn't affect me. And the one thing that I've learned, like when you see parents stressed out and, like, on the public transport, whatever, and they're shouting at their kids, or you see they're not paying them attention. Yeah. If your baby or your child's upset or crying or whatever, it's for a reason. Yeah. So all you have to do is just take a big deep breath, work it out. Does he have poo in his nappy? Has he pissed himself? Is he hungry? Is he tired? All these, and you go through that little checklist, you'll find what's wrong. And then he's
done.
Rather than going, what's wrong? Why do you keep? I talk to me if you could tell me what's going on. And that whinging. So if you can just like take yourself away from that, go through and for me, I'm quite calm in those situations, and I think that's also another change. Like I used to be quite temperamental in terms of like if something wasn't going my way, I would. Excuse the pun, I'd throw the toys out my pram. Whereas now, he's calmed me. Really? He's like, that kind of fiery alpha male. Yeah. That's gone. I cry at adverts now.
Mate, is there anything to do with
kids?
Yeah, anything to do with kids.
I'm in tears.
Mate, I watched Armageddon last night.
Oh, mate. I used to cry that anyway, but
I love Armageddon. One of the most underrated movies.
Close my eyes.
Mate, as in, I think my missus put it on her story, but I was just sitting there, and it was the bit where he goes and pushes Ben Affleck back in.
Oh yeah,
like, Harry, I love you. It was just like,
suck it up, suck it up.
Jaw is
But
getting.
you know what? Like I've learned to just like let it out.
You feel better.
Because before, like, I thought I was untouchable. I thought I was Superman, and Louise always used to say to me like, "Why aren't you crying? This is such an," and I'm like, "Oh yeah," and I'd do my best to hold back the tears. And
Yeah.
I don't know, and I don't know why. But he's that. I suppose
He's unlocked
going
that.
back to your previous question of what's the biggest change, like he's unlocked that. Like it's absolutely, and I feel relieved and like,
Yeah.
is liberated the right word?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, mate,
Free.
free. Just
Emotionally more available.
and not really give a fuck if someone looks at me crying. I'm like, yeah, I'm a grown man. I'm 34, and I'm crying in front of you. So what?
Yeah.
Love it.
Mate, there's something sexy about being vulnerable.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
That's what I've been told. Whenever I cry.
That's a different kind of podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever I cry, just.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, what is the best thing about being a dad? Is it being able
mate.
to unlock or what he's done in terms of your personality?
It's hard to answer that in one question, but to name a few, definitely making me realize like this is what I'm here to do. I'm here to be your best friends for life.
Yeah.
I'll love you until the day you die, and then I'll love you more when we go to the afterlife and stuff like that. So he's changed me in that way. He's brought me and Louise closer.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah,
like,
big
has he?
time.
What's the relationship like with you and Mrs PMA?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. We've had challenging times, but he just like dissolves everything with a smile, with a look. When he does this thing now, we go hiya, and he just puts his hand up and goes hiya. Yeah. Obviously he doesn't say hiya, but he just melts you with a look. But do you know what? It's like I'm wishing away this little newborn stage. I want him to get to where your boy's at.
Mate, it's
I want to start running around. I want to start,
It gets some every.
I want him to start getting a bit physical with me, and
18 months. 18 months.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Every day, as you said, you don't want to wish away any time, but from about 15 to 18 months, it becomes a lot more fun. In my opinion.
Okay.
As in, it's you speak to my wife, she'll be like, "Oh no, when he was a baby, it was amazing." But I'm just kind of like, as a dad, I think from 18 months onward, like every week gets better.
Amazing.
Every week
Can't
gets
wait.
better, and it's the best thing ever.
Yeah. All right. So I've got like 8 months to go to get there.
Yeah.
Ish.
Give or take.
But yeah, I mean that's and like you said, I'm a very hands-on person anyway. But just taking the time to roll around with him and play with him and pick him up and throw him about and everything, and he loves it. He's such a bruiser, man.
So you think he's going to be a fit?
100%.
Fit little.
100%. And it's weird. Like I put stuff up on Instagram going, I can't wait to do like my first run with my son, and people going, oh well, if he wants to be a ballerina, then I hope that you'd support that too. And I'd be like, listen, if my son wants to be a ballerina, I would support that.
Yeah.
But he ain't going to be a ballerina because he's going to look up to me and he's going to look up to Louise, and everything that I do is training, and I'm going to teach him all these little, like if I had someone like me when I was that age and as a kid teaching me what I know now in terms of like, this is going to sound so weird, but like just like functional training, like squatting properly and pushing properly, the lifestyle movements, you pick stuff up, that's a deadlift, you push things over your head, a press, standing up, squat.
So what you're trying to tell me is you're going to try and build like a little ninja warrior.
Oh my god, yeah, he's going to be an Olympic athlete. He's going to be something.
It's going to be a
Do you know what? I said to Louise the other night, I was like, what is he going to be? That's the other magical thing. It's like, what are they going to do when they're older? Like, it's so exciting.
You almost want to like take a little time travel.
Yeah.
Just to like go and see what they're going to look like when they're 10,
Let's
when
go
they're
to
20.
2050 right now and just see what happens, and then come back and be like, okay, cool. But I'm looking forward to all of that. But he's just changed. It's just everything. He's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Mate, that sounds amazing.
So yeah.
So obviously, kind of going full circle back round to the start. So 2019.
Yeah.
You've got a bit more free time on your hands.
Oh man, it's amazing.
Talk to me. What's kind of next for you? What can people that are following you, that keeping in touch with you, what can they expect to see? What can they look forward to?
I want to reach more people. I want to do more and to go online is obviously the best way to do that, because, teaching a barriers class, the amount of people that used to go to me, I wish barriers was here, or I wish barriers was so-and-so. I'm going to come to London in 3 weeks' time as a holiday. And so teaching a class to barriers, you're only reaching the people in the class, or the people that come to barriers, or the people wherever you are teaching. So having a bit of online presence and building that is where I really want to go. And just, do more online training, do more YouTube workouts. That's kind of what's next in the foreseeable future right now. And building the brand just through a passion and love for fitness and training, and obviously that positive mental attitude. I'm just kind of seeing what the universe throws back at me now that I am a free agent. So we'll see what happens. Probably gonna enjoy that little bit of freedom. Oh yeah, it's great. Spend some more time with the family. Yeah. And develop your own. Having stuff. Evenings and having mornings and stuff. Not gonna be up at 5 a.m. Yeah, exactly. Jeez. Yeah, well, going to work at least. Yeah. So I'm gonna enjoy this little period because sooner or later it's gonna get really busy again. I'm gonna probably get up at 5 a.m. and all that type of stuff. So 2019 is definitely going to be the most challenging but exciting year ever. I mean, if you look at last year was phenomenal. I had a book that came out in May. I had a baby that also came out in May. Yeah. And then we moved. Then we got a beautiful home and a beautiful house that we moved into in November. So that was massive. But now we're settled into all of that. And now I've kind of got freedom to really push, because with barriers, it was such a regimented schedule. I was doing everything around it. Whereas now, like you said, I've got all this time on my hands and I can really push the brand and what I've built over the last couple of years. And it's exciting to see. And again, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that it's the direction is forward and upwards. And I can't wait. It's exciting times. Well, for anyone that's listening that isn't already following you on your social media, give them a little hint where they can follow you. What's your Instagram handle? Instagram handle is Faisal PMA Fitness. Anywhere else? Anywhere else. Do you know, it's weird. Facebook? YouTube? Facebook? No, I mean, I have got a Facebook page, yeah. So, again, PMA Fitness. It's weird. Instagram is like the only kind of thing I do. YouTube is, again, everything's PMA Fitness. Okay. Check it out. So the YouTube channel is a little bit old in terms of the last batch of videos I put up was last year. And the subscribers on that channel have been very patient. So I've got to thank you guys so much. But yeah, as of when my home gym gets set up, obviously the content's going to be just like flying out. So Instagram is the main channel. And I'm on Twitter, but a little bit of Facebook, a little bit of Twitter, and then keep eyes peeled to the PMA Fitness YouTube channel for the new stuff coming out of the home gym. It's exciting times. So just want to say massive thank you, mate. You have brought some energy today. Yeah, boy. It was great. And for all you guys listening on iTunes, just want to say a huge thank you. Please remember to rate this podcast, leave us a review. Not only do we want to climb the charts so more people can hear this sort of stuff, but we also want to take your feedback on board and improve the podcast going forward. So just want to say a huge thank you to Faisal, a huge thank you to producer Ollie. Thanks, Ollie. Yes, Ollie. No worries, fanboy. Oh, he's got a little frog in his throat there. Frog in his throat. And I'll just quickly say, Shaun Stafford, you have been inspirational from day one. Like even before I got into the fitness game, like you were on front covers of most magazines. So thank you. It's amazing that I've got the honour and pleasure to sit across the table from you. So, and what you're doing and your message, mate, is absolutely phenomenal. So, and you know what? It's just great that people support each other and there's no like bullshit competition, and it's all love and support. So mate, thank you. You are too kind. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you to everybody who's listened. Thank you to everybody who's commented and got involved. This has been the DadBodCast, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much.